this is Pine Tree from Melon Patch Thingies. We are an endogenic, neurogenic system as our origin. We do have headmates that are traumagenic, but they didn't form early enough to put us in the traumagenic category, so we're kind of left to assuming it's neurodiversity reasons, especially because like our ADHD and anxiety, at least from, I don't know, the little bit that I've read about things and stuff like that, are somewhat at least related to the fact that we were born premature. So I feel like it seems like there's plenty of evidence to suggest that when you're born early, that somewhat affects your brain development, not in the sense that every person who's born premature has like severe developmental issues, but just that like obviously if you have different circumstances in your life, that's going to affect your development. So like I don't know, I feel like the science I've read about like I don't know if you call it correlation or causation. I know those aren't the same thing. Correlation is two things occur at the same time. Causation is thing causes, or not causes, you can't use the definition of the word in the definition. Thingy makes a thingy work the way it does. So like have like enough knowledge on the topic to know like the specifics of how all that works. But I do know that essentially like there is info out there that suggests that, and so that's why I lean towards the neurogenic label personally. Everyone who has a different label for their system has that label for a reason, and two people with the same label aren't going to have the same label for the same reason. It's kind of similar to how, like, when you've met one person with a mental health condition or really a physical disability or any other life experience, you've met one person with that life experience. So no group is a monolith. That goes the same for endogenic systems. And a lot of people like to pretend it is a monolith and like to pretend that everything is the same for all of us because it fits their narrative. But then again, a lot of those same people also treat DID and OSDD systems as if they're all the same and they all work the same and everybody's should be the same and should express themselves the same. So, I mean, I guess you can't hate on people too much for being conformists when they are consistent about it, I guess. Or maybe you can, because everyone's allowed to have opinions, which, as we'll get into this video a little bit later, there are a lot of people who, for some fucking reason, think that that is not the case, which is unfortunate. We also have retinopathy of prematurity from being born early. Our retina's detached, and they were able to reattach them. They were almost completely detached. My eyes, I can only see out of one or the other at a time. I have to take turns with them. I can't see out of both at the same time. I don't have peripheral vision in either. Like, in the left eye, I have a tiny bit. It's like a finger width or two. But it is, and maybe, I don't know, barely any in the right, like, honestly. Like, less than a finger width, honestly. Is of, like, I can see blobs and colors and light and stuff out of the corner of my eye, quote-unquote, I guess. But I can't see anything else. So I have 20/200 in the left eye, and because I had cataract surgery in the eye, I can't really see close up too well, but I can see far away. I can see distance. I can actually see close up, but I have to, like, hold whatever I'm looking at really weird, and I have to, like, have my finger on my eye to, like, study it. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's probably just I'm not used to the muscle memory because my right eye became my dominant eye after, like, when I had the cataracts. So there's that. But both eyes have what's I think called like keratoconus. It's like where the cornea is shaped weird, and my left eye has scarring from the not left, Jesus, right eye. My right eye has like scarring from that because the cornea swelled up, and it was a whole thing. Luckily, didn't have to have any surgery on that one. Just a crap ton of eye drops. So, I'm just sharing this information because I feel like it is the driving force behind my life experiences are the driving force behind why my content is the way it is, why I'm so intense about things, because I have faced a lot of like ableism and a lot of like what's the word, outright, like, I can't think of the goddamn word, outright, like, I don't know what you'd call it, like, when you have to, like, teach someone the basics of your disability because they can't be bothered to educate themselves, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I had to do that a lot over the years, and then I'm also obviously I'm in the closet about being plural, I'm in the boom closet about, being pagan, obviously, because that's what the boom closet means. And then I'm in just the regular old closet for being LGBT, not exactly cisgender. Like, I'm not, a trans med would not consider me trans, but I consider myself trans because I don't subscribe to trans medicalism. But, I also, as you can tell, I don't really subscribe to any medicalism ideology, trans med, cis med, because I have more than 2 brain cells. So, I just am tired of people's bullshit, and I wish more people would call out other people's bullshit. Like, my opinion is that everyone is allowed to have their opinion, but you're not allowed to tell other people that they can't say their opinion on your opinion. You know? I just, Anyway, moving on. So, I have always liked making videos, from a very, young age of at least, I was in at least, 6th grade, maybe even before then, because I got my first digital camera when I was 8. I know on, one family vacation, my grandparents gave each of us cousins a disposable camera, and we took a bunch of pictures and stuff. I got my first digital camera, it was either a birthday or a Christmas gift, when I was 8, and I don't remember if that one took video. I know it took, obviously it took pictures. The camera I got when I had that one for 4-ish years, I believe, and I think something happened to it. And the camera I got after that, yeah, that would track that I got it in 6th grade, because 8 plus 4 is 12. Okay. Or maybe in 6th grade, I think. That camera was a Christmas gift. My sister got one too, and those ones definitely took videos. It was one of the first things we did with them, is take videos. So, I've been doing video making since then, and then I was trying to come up with what the heck I wanted to go to college for, and one of the things was music therapy, but I can't see nonverbal cues, at all. So I was, when someone pointed that out, I realized I was like, okay, I know nonverbal cues are extremely important, especially in, dealing with, mental health stuff, because there might be stuff that someone might not have the words to express, but their face expression or whatever, would be expressing that. So I was like, okay, need to do something else. And my dad suggested radio. And so I majored in communications in college. I got my 2-year degree. I would say we got a 2-year degree because most of our main fronters have the 2-year degree knowledge. So got that. There's not a lot of radio jobs around here because I live in a smallish town-ish, and radio jobs, a lot of them are in the city, and I didn't think about that when I picked my career. And, I mean, there was a small point in time where I was like, yeah, I want to live in the city, that would be kind of fun, but that was in, middle school, I'm pretty sure. So, by this point, I was like, I don't really want to live in the city. And I still kind of don't want to live in the city. I have a friend who lives in the city, but, and my sister's boyfriend lives in the city, but near the city. So, basically, I do know people down there if I ever, I guess, decided I wanted to make my radio dreams come true. I do a volunteer radio station, and it's a show for a volunteer radio station, like community radio thingy, and that is super fun. I enjoy that a lot. You have a lot more creative control over what you do, which I wasn't thinking about that going into radio, that like, oh, you don't get to like pick the songs and whatnot. That wasn't like something I overly thought about. It was just like, oh yeah, I get to talk. I love to talk, which is kind of why I started doing this. I have another YouTube channel called Angry Unicorn Productions. That one is primarily for Littlest Pet Shop skits. I have a series going on there, and my grandpa's one of the characters in it. Both of us have kind of lost the plot on that. Like, we haven't worked on it in so long that neither of us remember where we were in the story. So, yeah. I had a commentary channel called Pine Tree Green. That one disappeared due to mysterious circumstances. So I am now starting this one. And so I've been making YouTube videos since 2019. I like to make YouTube videos that is similar to content that I like to watch. So, it's funny, I do actually like to film vlogs, even though I don't watch a ton of vlog content unless it's like made by someone who also does other kinds of content. Although I have been watching a lot of Little Space vlogs. They're fun. I am an age regressor, both voluntary and involuntary, and I support the ABDL community even though I'm not a part of that. And so, yeah, I like to make commentary videos because I like to watch commentary videos. So on this channel, I plan on doing quite a few things. I do plan on making Littlest Pet Shop skits on here. They're going to be different from the ones that I do on my other channel, because the ones I do on my other channel are more like family-friendly, family-oriented. I mean, some of the stuff could probably view into PG-13 category, but it's kind of debatable with here. I mean, like, if you look at my other video, it's Littlest Pet Shops, but, like, it's about politics, and, like, not that politics can't be, like, isn't family friendly, but, like, that's generally, I don't know. I just feel like I'm going for a more, mature audience, like, people in their 20s, where my other channel, I think, would appeal to people of a variety of ages, like, because you're never too young or too old to watch a good show, or listen to a good music review. I might do some music reviews on here, just because some of the music I listen to, like, my grandpa subscribed to the other channel, so I think he would be very shocked by some of the music I listen to. So, anyway, I am planning on also archiving Twitch streams I do on this channel. I am also planning on continuing to do commentary. I might change up how I do it, because I don't want to get copyright strikes, because unfortunately something that happens in the commentary community a lot, and I thought it only happened to bigger commentary tubers, but apparently it can happen to anyone, is people will, if they don't like what you say about them, they'll false copyright claim your stuff. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Like, yeah, you can submit a counter notification, but then you're essentially giving that person your personal info, which, I don't know, in this day and age just seems kind of scary. I mean, like, I feel like that's probably always kind of scary, but, like, it's scary because of the current climate we're in, especially in the U.S. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. You know, with all the different departments, because honestly, I am not convinced that ICE is going to stop at deporting all of the immigrants. I think that they are going to get rid of anyone that the president doesn't like. So I mean, obviously, right now they are unfortunately going after people who are just trying to exist because our president sucks. So, yeah, I am thinking. I mean, obviously, if you can't tell, I have a lot of opinions. I have a lot of political opinions. And I know that there's a lot of people that are like, oh, running your Yap isn't activism. And to some extent, they're right. But also, I feel like we need to stop pretending that what happens online doesn't affect people in real life. Like, yes, if someone, I don't know, everyone has different things that do or don't upset them. So I don't want to like say, oh, if someone calls you insult here, that's not going to affect you, because honestly, I don't know. Everyone has things that they are insecure about, and that may or may not affect someone when they leave the internet. To go back to if the doing things offline. So I don't want to sit here and say, oh, but like something that really wouldn't affect me too much is if someone said that my disabilities aren't real. The only way that would affect me is if they then took it further and said, like, like, oh, you're doing it all for attention or something like that. And that, like, wouldn't affect me as far as, like personal feeling type things. It would affect me in the sense that I would feel like they were accusing me of a crime, because I do actually get, like, I'm not on disability, but I've gotten over the years, like, I had, like, an IEP in school. I've had, like, special, I don't know if you call it special, like, services or, like, people to help me, like, learn how to do things and whatnot. I still do get that occasionally when I need it. And so I would feel like they were accusing me of a crime at that point, because, no, I have documented stuff, actually, and I am not committing a crime, thank you very much. So, as far as other headmates on this channel, so our brain kind of does this thing where, like, people will form, and then they'll go dormant, and then brain will need them again but won't have contact with them, so we'll create new thing that has new, we call each other thingies, and we don't mean that in like a dehumanizing way, we call each other thingies, and we interchange headmate and thingies. It was funny, I remember one time in therapy, the therapist was like, oh, headmate seems like an interesting term, and was like asking about it, and I thought that was super weird because I'd already been in therapy for a long time at that point. Why is she all of a sudden asking about this term? Then I thought about it. I mean, we do use that term, but we also do call each other thingies a lot, so she's probably used to hearing me say thingies, or maybe that was her way of kind of gently delving into, like, system stuff. Because I have a friend who is a sysmed, and he is also in social work school, and he the way he went about trying to help us actually accidentally, I think, did more harm than good, even though that's not what he meant to do. So I will say that, let's see, headmates that have appeared in the past in my our content. I keep saying mine. It's funny because our old channel was originally mine. I created it pre-Discovery. I created it in 2021. Discovery happened in 2023. So that was my channel. But this one is our channel. That's why we named it after our system. We named it Melon Patch Thingies. And then I don't know why we stole my inclusive astrology server logo. Probably because I do plan on doing astrology related content on here, because that's one of my long-term hyperfixations. My other one is music, but I have to figure out, like, where I want to post that. If I do want to post, like, I don't know. Got to figure all that out. Anyway, point is, headmates that have appeared on the channel in the past, or Tiny Pine, obviously myself, Sophia, Adrian, Shannon, and one headmate who I believe is in the process of changing his name, but he has not. He made a video And we never posted it because still don't know if he wanted. I feel like he wouldn't make a video if he didn't want to post it, but I also, because generally speaking, we don't make videos that we don't intend to post. So, like, I mean, obviously, if it's like a family, we do have some, like, what would you call it? Not like family, like home movies. We do have some of that type of stuff on here, like filming family members opening gifts we made and things like that wouldn't go on the internet. But generally speaking, if we're making a video of ourselves, it's probably to go online somewhere because we are very big into creativity and self-expression and whatnot. And then James, so that's 7, I believe. I think so. I don't think Merida briefly appeared in a video. I don't think she ever introduced herself as such. I had asked one of our friends to guess where you could hear the other headmate speaking, and they actually guessed it correctly. So, there's probably been others, but those are the ones I know for sure. Overall, like, headmate count, we have, like, somewhere in the 200s, but that includes everyone who's ever existed. So there's, like, a ton of people that are dormant, or as we like to call it, hibernating. So, you know, I don't know if you'd really count them in that or not. So, yeah, we have had a couple of fusions happen. But, like, I hope I never fuse with anyone. I like being me, and I don't want to make that big of a change. Although it seems like a lot of the fusions that have happened so far haven't been, like, massive change things. Like, the one I'm thinking of right now, the only thing that really happened was the two of them, like, are now an age slider, like, because they became one thingy. They didn't, like, form, like, a subsystem or whatever. It was, like, so they're an age slider, and the interests have remained the same pretty much. I don't know if it caused any, like, weird things as far as religious beliefs are concerned now. But, like, yeah, there hasn't been, like, major changes in their, like, I don't know, approach to life or feelings or interests or whatever. So, like, that's kind of cool, but I have also heard that when headmates squish together like that, sometimes that is not how that works, and it is not as seamless and whatever, and I just, no thank you, I'm good, I don't want that, I want to be myself. So, and I know a lot of other headmates that would also like to just be themselves and have no interest in squishing together. And to be fair, we also like when our anxiety and our ADHD are both in a good spot. I find it interesting that around the time someone in my family pointed out that my ADHD symptoms were kind of not the best, that's when we had started forming new headmates again. And then obviously sometimes if things get really stressful and generalized anxiety go burr, that can cause new headmates as well. So yeah,